Did you realize that all this time we knew where Grandpa Bob was? Or about all the prophecies that came true on the poster? I don't think so. So you'd better get ready and grab some chips, because in this video, we'll tell you all the references and secrets revealed in the poster. And let's start with the fact that Chili really got nervous when she found out they were selling the house. And this reference says it all. If we remember, in the episode Baby Race, Chili let us know that Bluey took the leap. Her first steps in the kitchen. Subscribe to the channel. No, her first baby steps. It's a nice memory, right? But in the poster, this same memory breaks Chili's heart into 1,000 pieces. Well, when he finds Frisky, he vents to her, saying, "Of course I don't want to move." Bluey, did you take your first steps in that house? And later on, after they've emptied the house, we can see Chili in the kitchen remembering Bluey's first steps. Since she's standing in the same spot, looking at exactly the same place where Bluey took her first steps. This next reference comes from the episode Dress Ups, and obviously it's related to Brandy in the episode The Sign. We were left looking like fools when we saw Aunt Brandy with her big belly. Do you think I'm stupid? But the real reference is the swallow, which nobody noticed and gave a great message, because in Dress Ups we see a swallow flying after Brandy hugs Bingo. But we see this same swallow again on the poster moments before Brandy arrived at the party, leaving us with a very deep message that Brandy never gave up. And she finally achieved her dream of having a child. And do you remember the sad bird-headed bandit? We see this same bandit again on the poster, right when he's leaving his house, all down and sad because he's about to sell the house. If you notice, he has the same expression he had as the bird-headed one, all lost and thoughtful. Since, in case you didn't know, it's speculated that this was the reason he was so sad in that Birdhead episode. It wasn't because he was going to get fired, although it's not confirmed in case you want to watch the video we made some time ago, and that's why we see him with this same expression on the poster. Muffin also had his moment to shine. And I'm sure we all remember how crazy she got in the episode. Sleepover, well, she was running around screaming and shaking everything she found, and apparently in the poster, she looked totally possessed. In the binocular scene after Bluey's coin got stuck, we see her shaking the binoculars, exactly like she shook everything during the sleepover. She even did the same bratty scream as when she rolled around on the table. That Muffin, should she really be selling vegetables at the market? Some friends. I'm very disappointed that you didn't realize the prophecy foretold by Brad and Frisky did come true. If we remember correctly, in the episode Double Babysitter, that's exactly the episode where Brad and Frisky meet. When Frisky finishes the story she told Bluey, she says, "Princess, okay, fine, just for the girls." They got married, and yes. Brad, without thinking, when he thought about it, answered, "I do," starting their story, and on the sign it's like this story comes true and Brad and Frisky have their happy ending. Right in the same place where it all began, the healer's house. So from now on we can already foresee what destiny has in store for them, since both agreed that they do want to have children. And in case you were wondering, Frisky used to have a boyfriend named Bosco, and the reason Frisky broke up with Bosco was because he cheated on her. With another one, 100% confirmed by Frisky Greenie herself, the mom's school balloon also wanted to show up at Frisky and Y's wedding, and of course, it made its appearance on the poster. And this was right when Bluey was telling the farmer's story to Bingo. If you keep your eyes open, you can see this green balloon floating. And we know it's Greenie himself, because he's even got the letter G hanging from him, which Bluey tied on when he escaped and flew away. But how on earth did he survive for so long? We already know that A loves to party, but his drunken shout while dancing also got him on the wanted poster. This, just in case it wasn't clear to us, it was exactly when Frisky's party got wild and they started blessing the dance floor. In the background, we hear Bosco say, the same phrase he threw out when he did his big dance number with his sandals on. Maybe that phrase makes him blast the speaker. I'm sure that when you saw Nana and Bob dancing, you quickly thought of the Grandma's episode. But the dance that Bluey taught Nana and Grandpa Bob weren't the only ones that appeared on the poster. So if you're really big fans of Bluey, you probably noticed it just like we did. They also went to show off the forbidden moves from the episode musical statues at Rad and Frisky's wedding. First, we see Frisky, who stole the shuffle moves that Bandit did in musical statues. And then Chili joins her, who also brought her cool little dance step that she danced with Bluey in musical statues. -1 point for not noticing. In the episode, Dragon Bandit told us about the classmate who used to bother him at school and who, interestingly, ended up selling houses. Who is Bucky Dunston? He was in my class. I think he's a real estate agent now. But in the episode, the sign "Everything Connected" when we found out that Bucky was that man. Bullying? He's still as annoying as when he was a kid. This arrogant guy even has a license plate that says "I sell for you." And if you don't know English, in Spanish it says "Vendo por ti," referring to his job. How do you like that, huh? Probably blind because you didn't even notice. And Joe Brum really does think of everything. Well, the surprise episode really was going to be a big surprise for everyone, because in case you didn't know, it was supposed to premiere before the episode. The sign. Because when Bluey goes to visit Bandit and Chili as grandparents, she mentions that Bandit was once going to sell the house. "Oh, the house looks nice, thanks." Can you believe Dad almost sold it? But Joe Brum said no way, because that episode revealed too much about the plot of the sign, and that's why they decided to release it at the end instead. This is a detail you can notice even with one eye closed. But did you notice that the shirts Bandit and Pat wore in the episode The Final also appeared in the sign, right when Bandit goes as a gossiping lady to have his last chat with Pat? We can see that behind them there are some clotheslines with the shirts they wore to watch the rugby final. Good thing they actually washed them. The sign was the episode that showed us where the cover of Bluey's album came from. And that's when Bluey is all thoughtful, so she goes to listen to music to forget about her problems. That's exactly where they took the cover for this Bluey music album from. Did you notice? What music do you think Bluey listened to for courage and to stop feeling sad? They see me buzzing in low rank patrolling kamikaze style and spreading terror. Well, the episode surprised us more than a surprise egg. We had Brandy pregnant, the fights between Stripe and Trixie, and of course, the appearance of the lost Grandpa Bob. But actually, the episode is closely connected to the episode The Sixth Ghost. Well, on Chili and Bandit's refrigerator, we can see a postcard of the Taj Mahal and some small decorated elephant magnets from India. Sure, Grandpa Bob brought all those back as souvenirs from his trip to India. So he wasn't dead, he was just out partying. I know you all remember Cherry and Chippy, the couple we thought were about to call it quits on their relationship. But even though we saw them angry and distant in the Workers in the Cartel episode, we saw them together again, happier than ever, looking through the binoculars. And with this, they showed us that they were able to work out all those arguments and shouting matches, and now they're a happy couple. Should they give Stripe Trixie some lessons? They sure could use them. And those were all the details and secrets. The poster. Leave a comment if you noticed any others. And what song would you have listened to if you were Bluey on your album cover?